Okay, everything is set and everything is recording. Hey, what's happening, everyone? I am the Dragon God of Gaming, Damian-Dragon, and welcome to the Gaming News, where we run down the list of all our rumored and all our very expensive gaming things for our viewing pleasure. Well, your viewing pleasure, my hosting pleasure. I don't freaking know. Let's just get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have something on the Sony PlayStation 5, of course. Something on the Xbox Series X, of course. And we also have something coming out of EA, which, well, it's not going to be a very fun thing for one person. So, let's just get into it here today. I'm going to go over a few of the notable things for PlayStation 5, because I have so many. So, bear with me. Okay, PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 5 is going to be rumored to coming out on the holiday 2020. That's going to be coming in November or December, coming this year. I'm going to be grabbing myself up one. I have some money saved up for it, and I will be doing such a thing, so I cannot wait to see how everything goes. So let's get into it. This is from GamingBolt.com. This was published on February 24th, 2020. Obviously this is March 1st, so this is very close. So it says, Sony is being defensive with the PS5, and that is a smart move. Sometimes defense can be the best offense. Published by Paramount in article editorials on February 24th, 2020. So it says, recently I asked what Sony is waiting for when it comes to showing off the PlayStation 5. Because we are now almost done with February, and while the console is still due to launch later this year, Sony is being surprisingly reticent with sharing details about it. But in a sense, the question has already been answered by Chief Financial Officer Haruki Tatuki. Sir, if I said your name wrong, I am sorry. Speaking to investors during Sony's financial briefing, he said that Sony hasn't revealed the PlayStation 5's price because they're waiting for Microsoft to show their hand first. Oh boy. Now, to be honest, no one needs Sony to reveal the price of the PlayStation 5 right now. Really, most consoles don't have their price announced upon reveal, which is instead reserved for showing off. Showing off the hardware control of the system's capabilities and so on. The price announcement comes much later, but the statement by Tatoki gives us an insight into Sony's mindset. They don't want to be the first ones to go. This is actually in line with how Sony has handled PlayStation for most of its life. It has brought them nothing but success so far. Sony waited for Sega to play their hand with the Saturn before sweeping the rug out from under them with the announcement of a much cheaper console with far more cohesive capabilities. And that is actually a really good point. That it's actually a really smart strategy coming off of Sony, seeing as fit that to be really competitive, you're gonna want to wait for your opponent. But it's a weird thing that it now is being published, and now Microsoft knows exactly what the hell is going on. But they're waiting until the Microsoft shows off the Xbox Series X's price point, and I'm thinking they're gonna combat it and beat it out to make everything a lot more. It's gonna be the cheaper console and also the better console is what it's going to be going for. It's not a bad move, but saying it out loud is not the best point either. But hey. Alright, this next one comes from tomsguide.com. It says key PS5 feature finally confirmed by GameStop by Matt Evans, first published 10 hours ago. 10 hours ago, that was 3 days ago, so take it with a grain of salt, ladies and gentlemen. Another day, another call for an official PS5 announcement. Now that its arch-rival, the Xbox Series X, has been unveiled both internally and externally, the PS5 needs to bring something to the table. The Xbox Series X is promising 12 teraflops of graphical power, including ray tracing and backwards compatibility with previous generations. Can Sony compete? We do know some of the PS5's capabilities thanks to tidbits dropped in interviews by PS5 architect Mark Cerny and game developers like Ubisoft, with intriguing hints dropped suggesting the PS5 is a match for the Xbox Series X in the technical states. Now, thanks to GameStop, another big piece of the puzzle just fell into place. The retailer has unveiled its PS5 registration page. That's not the link to pre-order the console. We're not expecting pre-orders to open until the console is unveiled in March. If it's unveiled in March. I'm going to say that now. But simply to receive notifications when the PS5 will become available for pre-order. On the sign-up page, GameStop states the following. While the world eagerly waits to get a look at the PlayStation 5 hardware, Sony has revealed what's under the hood, and there's no shortage of horsepower. Now, this is the specs of the actual PlayStation 5 being confirmed. So please listen and listen very closely for everyone who is awaiting the PlayStation. So the specs is full 8K TV support, bespoke 8-core AMD chipset, 3D audio, built for purpose SSD storage, backwards compatibility with PS4 games and PSVR hardware, ray tracing capabilities as well. So it seems that with everything seems to be included. Oh, yep, that's basically all there is at the moment. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get the rest of the specs at some other point, but yeah. GameStop seems to have given at least a little bit of a glimpse into what we can be expecting. Yes, we are going to be able to play the PlayStation 4 games, but to see if we're going to be playing other generations with the PlayStation 5, we're not entirely certain just yet. But the Xbox Series X is doing that, but I think that PlayStation may just drop that hint when everything is becomes available, because PlayStation does have a multitude of good games that would be amazing to play on its new consoles. So I think it would be a good idea to have previous generations as well, not just PlayStation 4, but that's just my take on it. Okay. PS5 controller could feature wireless charging according to new DualShock patent. This comes from Games Radar, and this was put up by Alex Avard. Now it says the latest patent has given us another potential look into the design of the PlayStation 5 controller, the DualShock 5, which may allow for wireless charging via the use of an attachable adapter when playing PS5. So basically the old charging ports that we used to see, but it's a lot more better, I guess. As originally discovered on Reddit, Sony filed a controller patent with the World Intellectual Property Organization in the summer of last year, and the full document is now available for public viewing, complete with pictures and a detailed description of the product itself. So, the patent describes Sony's plans to develop a wireless charging adapter that can snap into a computer game controller that can be inductively coupled into a charging base to wirelessly recharge a battery in the controller. The adapter, continues the document, also can include keys that mirror keys on the controller so that a gamer can remove the adapter with the controller from the charging base, keep the adapter on the controller, and use both the controller keys and adapter keys to control a computer game. So basically it's a chip that goes inside of the controller and another chip that connects to the PlayStation 5, which charges it wirelessly while you're playing, so it won't have to be wired up while you're playing to recharge your controller. That's a good idea, actually. The accompanying images show a DualShock controller being decked with an accessory that doesn't look too dissimilar to the PlayStation back button attachment, suggesting wireless charging could have been a feature Sony was attempting to develop for the released device, before ditching it due to technical constraints. And that tells you something right frickin' there. So, hey. Hold on, I need to... Okay, then that was actually one of the things I was doing. Okay. Yep. Okay, I have done. Okay, one more thing from the PlayStation 5 before we move on to the other two. There's only one for the Xbox Series X, and there's only one for EA, so this should be over in a few minutes. Just give me some time. Alright, The PlayStation 5 rumored to have 2 different console versions. And comes from ScreenRant.com by Christopher Tayaton on February 29, 2020 in Game News. New leaked information suggests the PlayStation 5 video game console may come in 2 separate versions, although scheduled to be released sometime during the holiday season of 2020, barring any interruptions in development due to the current spread of the coronavirus, which I hope everyone's being checked. Very little has been revealed about Sony's new console so far, save for some specifics regarding the PS5 controllers and the news that Ubisoft's popular multiplayer shooter, Rainbow Six Siege, will be playable at launch. Sony has previously stated the revealed timeline for the PlayStation 5, while mirrored that of their past console generation unveilings, meaning fans should be getting more information about the next PlayStation console very soon. But you already know that multiple AAA video game development companies have been in possession of PS5 dev kits for months. And one of those companies, Counterplay Games, is already teasing footage of their PS5 title, Godfall. So, what we're seeing at the moment is that PlayStation 5 may have its own 2 new consoles, but not a lot of information has came out about it. More than likely, it will have like the PlayStation 5 Slim or the PlayStation 4 Pro or the regular PlayStation 4, which I am in possession of. I think there'll be 2 separate ones that you can buy. One with generations adapters that possibly could have you play the past generations of games for a little bit more of a bigger price, or in the regular PlayStation 5 for everyone who wants it could receive a lot of hardware, more hardware technicability, like the original PlayStation 5 couldn't just have that. So we don't know really what's going on with the 2 versions of it, if we're actually even getting 2 versions just yet. But it seems like they're going the way of the PlayStation 4 Pro. That there's 2 separate versions of the PlayStation 4 that you can get, PS4 Pro and the regular PlayStation 4 for your viewing pleasures, and yeah. So if that's going that way, then hey, maybe there's a lot more to the PlayStation 5 that we're not seeing just yet. So I can't wait to see everything. Anyway, we still have 2 more things to go. Next, EA. Okay. Now, this is coming off of Kotaku.com. This was broke by Luke Plunkett at 5:30 p.m. filed to EA. It says, YouTuber banned from every EA game and online service after rants and threats. Oh, sweet lord. It says, Kurt0411 Fenich, a FIFA pro who is probably more notorious and famous for his YouTube presence, has been hit with one of the most severe online punishments I've ever seen, having been banned by EA from playing any of the company's games online or even accessing any of their online services. The ban comes from Fenich's long-running feud with EA, which we've covered previously. The FIFA Pro ban reached a breaking point with EA issuing the following statement earlier. And, here we go. In November 2019, after a series of code of conduct violations as part of the EA Sports FIFA Global Series, in which he threatened employees and other players, Kurt0411 was banned from competing or attending any EA Sports FIFA 20 Global Series events or future competitions. Since that time, Kurt has continued to post abusive and threatening messages and videos about EA employees and competitive players on social media, and he has encouraged others to do the same. His messages have crossed a line of decency into very personal attacks and breach our terms of service. We will not tolerate threatening behavior. As a result, today, Kurt0411's EA account will be banned from playing our games and accessing our services due to the serious and repeated violations. We build games and communities for players to have fun. Creating a safe and enjoyable experience for everyone without fear of harassment or abuse is a vital part of that. Our terms of service include a code of conduct that we ask players to abide by to keep our communities healthy and safe. We have an ongoing focus to create communities where everyone feels safe and respected, including in-game toxicity reporting tools as well as new moderation tools. And we will be looking into future things regarding Kurt0411's accounts. Jesus, EA. Even though, no, that is exactly what the hell they should do. I don't know the whole thing. And to be honest, I'm just going off of what's being said right now. But if all of this is what's being said is true, then no, they were absolutely right to do what they did to Kurt0411. Because if you're sitting there and personally attacking people, calling them out, being abusive, disruptive, and you are making personal threats to people, then no, you definitely should not be able to play their games. Because if you're supposed to be a pro, you should be conducting yourself as a pro, not just conducting yourself into whatever you think is right for you. The whole point of a game is to have fun, not to sit there and be a complete douche nozzle to everybody. So if that's the way he was going to play that, then absolutely that's the way they should have handled that. Don't be disrespectful. Don't be sitting there and, calling people out, acting like you're some hot shit. You're not. Just because you're just a FIFA pro and you're some big deal, that does not mean that you can treat anybody however the hell you feel like it. And if that's the way you're doing something, then you're a terrible fucking person. You do not deserve the street credibility that you have. So that's what I have to say about that subject. So EA did it in the right here. They were in the right. He should not be able to play in any tournament if that's the way he's acting. If you're gonna act like a spoiled child, go and do that in your own personal time. Do that to the NPCs and all that. Say what you want to say to NPCs. Don't be threatening people, because it's not gonna have a good look on you. So yeah, don't be stupid. That's all I gotta say. Okay. Next thing, the Xbox Series X. The Xbox Series X, Microsoft's new console. As I said, I'm not going to be discerning to any one console. I've been covering the PlayStation 5. I've seen some news for the Xbox, and I will cover the Xbox as well. I'm not going to just deem one over the other. If some people want to see everything. So, I'm the gaming news. I do not discriminate against one console just because it's not the console I'm gonna thoroughly play. I'm gonna talk about this and give it the credit it deserves. So here we go. Microsoft's Xbox Series X will be able to resume games even after a reboot. Microsoft is also teasing audio ray tracing for its next-gen Xbox. This was brokered by Tom Warren at TomWarren.com, at Tom Warren, that's on Twitter, February 26, 2020 at 3:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I forgot to add in the site that was on. Damn it. It says, Microsoft revealed a number of new specs for its next-gen Xbox Series X game console earlier this week, but the company is dropping fresh hints about features today. In a new podcast, Microsoft's Larry Herb reveals that the new quick resume for multiple games will also let Xbox Series X owners resume games after the console has been rebooted. Microsoft used a similar feature on the Xbox One to resume games, but the Xbox Series X will resume multiple games from a suspended state, whether you're rebooting the console, switching games, or resuming from standby. I had to reboot because I had a system update, and then I went back to the game and went right back to it, reveals Herb in the podcast. So it survives a reboot. That will be useful for any dashboard updates that wouldn't usually interrupt any progress in the game. And it sets the stage for encouraging players' habits of simply switching off a console, not worrying about save points. Alongside this new detail, Microsoft's Director of Xbox Program Management, Jason Ronald, teases something called audio ray tracing. It's not a term that's typically used right now, but essentially it's spatial audio for immersion in Xbox Series X games. With the introduction of hardware accelerated ray tracing with the Xbox Series X, we're actually able to enable a whole new set of scenarios, whether that's more realistic lighting, better reflections. We can even use it for things like spatial audio, have ray traced audio, explains Ronald. Now that is mind blowing that they have something like that. That they'll be able to immerse you in the game even more than you normally would. And sit back and have something such amazing audio. Oh, I gotta turn down my audio just a little bit myself. Let me not kill your ears. But that does seem like a fantastic idea, that it can survive a reboot. Your games will survive a reboot of everything. That basically means that you don't need to worry about your save points after a reboot. That's amazing. And for it to be totally immersed with game audio is something you always want to be thoroughly in the game. Like take Mario for example. It has some of the most enthralling music that it just gets you pumped to move and progress through everything. It makes you feel like you're in the world, like you're in the action. And to be totally immersed in it will be even more better. And that seems like it's what they're going for, and it sounds really amazing. So I suggest that that's something that everyone should look out for. Okay, where is the other one? Oh, here we go. The weekend debate. The quiet confidence of Team Xbox will pay off in the next generation. There were many striking elements about Phil Spencer's Xbox Series X specs reveal on Monday. You can take your pick that beefy 12 teraflops, outspacing both Stadia and allegedly the PlayStation 5, the variable ray shading, the smart delivery of optimized gaming for your setup. However, the most telling aspect of its reveal, to me at least, was the delivery itself. Phil Spencer chose to check out a written blog post on Xbox Wire pretty casually on a Monday morning. On a Monday morning before the U.S. customer base had the chance to wake up. It's indicative of a real shift in Xbox marketing strategy, one that I think is going to continue to pay off in the next generation and beyond. You only have to look at the difference between the reveal of the Xbox One and the reveal, quote unquote, of Project Scarlet to see that the marketing game has totally changed under Spencer's leadership. That disastrous reveal of the One back in 2013 was for sure hampered by some problems no marketing team would be able to avoid. Mandatory online connectivity, mandatory connect, possible restrictions on used games are just a few of the poor design decisions that plagued the One reveal. Yet the problem with the One reveal were truly exaggerated by the messaging. The One was revealed just a few months ahead of its release in a big show event with no build-up from Team Xbox. So that basically just tells you everything you need to know. That Team Xbox, which is Microsoft's marketing team, feels a lot more confident under Phil Spencer's leadership. Everything is being overhauled, everything's overbooked, and making sure everything comes out as optimistic as possible. And the design of this system is going to be a lot more forward thinking than the Xbox One, which was plagued with a lot of stuff upon its release. So I think that's going to be a good thing for them going forward. I say, hey, the better that the system is going to do, the better of a draw the Xbox Series X is going to do. So I suggest that they're going on the trajectory that's right. We're going in the way of the future, ladies and gentlemen, for gaming. And I think that not only do game companies win in this aspect, but gamers win in this aspect. That they're all going to be thinking about how everything is going to play out, how their marketing strategy is going to play out, what's best for for their consumers, and that's our whole thing. That's what you want from your gaming developers, that they're considering what you want instead of just what they think they want. So is a big inflection point right there. And I think that's gonna help them more into the future. So kudos, Xbox, kudos. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the gaming news today. Hope everyone enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for listening, and please have a wonderful day. Come back this Wednesday where we're gonna be playing Marvel Spider-Man. I'm back into the swing of things. So not Wednesday, Thursday. Come back every Thursday, and I promise that we will be doing Spider-Man. It's gonna be every Thursday. So please come in. It's gonna be a wild ride. So I suggest you don't miss anything that's coming out of it. Anyway, go down in the description below and go see all of our wonderful, wonderful creators. They're a bunch of really cool lads, and I think that everyone should see what they have in store because, hey, they're working with us. They're really cool people, and I suggest that seeing what they're doing, they're just as big as gaming nerds as I am. So click on their videos and see what they have for you. But if not, if you just want to see what the Dragon has in store, also in the description below will be my personal channel where we're doing today I'm doing Fusion Fall and the end of Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition on my channel. So come in and see what I have in store. Anyway, hope everyone enjoyed today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. And have a wonderful and great day. I cannot wait to do another one of these gaming news, which will be back next Sunday. So I'll see you guys then. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. But good gaming, happy hunting, and I'll see all you Dragonlings back inside the world of the gaming news. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you guys next time for some more Damian Dragon action. Peace.